Hello and welcome everyone. My name is EdlerGG and this is a video about last hitting and its different methods, and we also want to go into detail how we can use the different last hitting methods to our advantage. I also want to talk about the smart attack move and general right clicking, which is a bad habit, and then we move to the more advanced A-click as well as auto attack toggling. This video can be found exclusively on Gamersclass.
If you like this type of content, go to gamersclass.com. For just $5 a month, get your replays analyzed, join monthly live sessions with pro players, get access to our entire content library, win prizes, and more with our supreme Dota 2 membership.
So before we hop into the different attacking methods, I quickly want to talk about the smart attack move. This is an option that got implemented at some point, which has a very interesting behavior. You can find it under advanced options, and then there is smart attack move. So a frequently asked question on many Dota 2 streams on Twitch and other platforms is, "Hello streamer, what is the red circle? How can I get this?" Well, this circle is created by the smart attack option. So usually when you target the ground and use a normal A-click attack command, we'll come to this later, the targeting is done around your hero. So if you A-click on the ground, it will target the nearest unit. So in this particular case, we would attack this creep. But with the smart attack move, the targeting is done around the cursor instead of the hero or the unit you're controlling. So if we want to attack something in the back, we can simply put our cursor here and it will take the next unit around the cursor instead of your hero. If you play Dota 2, I highly recommend that you use the smart attack move option in general, because it allows you to do A-clicks on the ground, and it doesn't matter if a unit is next to you, it will always try to target around the cursor. So basically every player is using it, I believe, but some players don't show the cursor. So they give attack commands and you can't see it. And this is because a lot of players use the quick attack command as well, because this will issue the attack immediately after you press A or the attack hotkey you bound. So we will come to this later. But basically most people use a combination of quick attack and smart attack move to attack. So I highly recommend that you also switch to this kind of setting. So let's move to the more interesting stuff, but first we want to talk about the most common method when we talk about last hitting. So a lot of students I coached over the time have a really bad habit, and especially like below 3k, people tend to right click stuff if they want to last hit or attack it. So they just move their cursor and right click the enemy unit. The good thing about this is you only require one input, you target with your mouse and you execute with your mouse. The problem is if you play Dota like this and for example you want to kill jungle creeps, you can't simply just right click the camp and your hero will move there and attack. This is not working. Even if you turn auto attack on, your hero will just walk into the camp and get stuck somewhere without attacking. So basically this is a big downside if we jungle, especially with illusions and other summoned units, so your micromanagement generally gets hurt really hard if you use right click commands. Another thing is that people underestimate is the fact that you need to do everything with one hand. So the entire execution is bound to your mouse hand. So you aim with the mouse and you also issue the attack command itself on the mouse. So basically if you need to flick, for example, like something happens in the game and needs to be really quick and you don't know what to do, you can right click, sure. But generally it's a really bad habit, because we want to split the execution away from the mouse, generally speaking. So we do the last hitting with the keyboard, and everything that's aim related, so where to place the auto attacks, is done with the mouse itself. Another interesting thing is the option for the force right click deny. So you deny basically with a right click on the unit you want to deny. You find it under options, right click to force attack. But it also brings a few problems, so I don't recommend using it. But for mid laners, when it needs to be quick, mid laners can use it. But for the side lanes, I would not recommend it. And also mid laners need to be super careful if they right click deny, because if there's a ward around, your hero will stop. The movement command is not given. So without right click deny, your hero will move to the friendly unit if you misclick. If you turn on right click deny, your hero should, you see this? It is not moving, it just gets stops, and it stops and issues a random attack command to the next unit. So the right click itself will force an attack command, and if it's a friendly unit and you're in a troublesome position, especially in laning stage scenarios, you can get stuck and you simply die. So I would personally stay away from it. But if you play mid lane and you don't place observer wards around your mid where you can misclick onto the ward, you will be fine. But generally, if you're a support player or a core player on the side lanes, I would also stay away from the right click to force attack. A more advanced form of last hitting, and I believe most professional players and most high MMR players play like this, is the A-click, or general the attack command. So basically you split the execution and the aim. Your keyboard hand will do the execution in the form of a key press, and your mouse hand will simply aim where you want to last hit. And we said in the camera control video that we need a certain DPI to play efficient, and we lose accuracy. And since we use smart attack move, we gain a little bit of accuracy because we don't need to click that accurate anymore. So we have the circle and we attack the nearest unit around the cursor. So basically you just need to move your mouse to the target or close to the target you want to attack, and then you press your command key. In the standard key is A. You can find it under settings, and it's under unit actions, attack move, force attack. The beauty of that is, especially in combination with quick attack, that we can just mouse over stuff like this, and then we press A, and then our hero will attack it. And as you can see, even if I put my cursor to the right of the unit, it will target this unit. And if I target to the left, it will target the big creep instead, right? So the accuracy is very low, it's very easy to execute. So this is basically the way to go. Another interesting thing you can do with attack command is farming lanes or creeps without attacking the creeps themselves. Because when we issue an attack command on the ground, our hero will start moving and try to attack anything in its path. And it also works with summons and illusions. So we said before, right clicking will not do anything when we want to jungle with illusions, for example, right? So if you right click this camp, nothing will happen. Our illusion will just walk in and idle. Unfortunate. And even if we toggle the auto attack always, the same thing will happen, right? So what we can do now, since we're using attack command, we are not using right click anymore. So we simply pop our illusions or use our hero, it doesn't really matter. We hover over the camp, and instead of issuing a right click command to move the unit there, we just issue an A click. So we press A instead of the right click, and suddenly, look at this, we attack the camp. So A click is basically the way to go for this kind of stuff, especially if you jungle. You can also shift queue multiple instances, so you farm this camp and then you continue to move. So you can free up a lot of your time and think about your movement in a game, because you don't have to worry when you actually reach the camp that your hero starts attacking. You can just send it there with a click and you're set and your hero will attack. It also works if you walk down a lane and you just want to attack the next creep wave. It's really good for this kind of stuff. So I highly recommend that if you're a player that's still right clicking, please switch to the attack command. And for players that don't want to lose the circle with the quick attack, just play without quick attack. But still, I highly recommend that you use quick attack in combination with the A click and the smart attack move, because you simply need to mouse over and press A. No more additional input. It's very fast, very effective, and it's just a good habit to play with. There is one last thing we can do, which is a very interesting feature. A myth in Dota 2 is that auto-attacking is bad, right? Every player will tell you don't auto-attack creeps, never auto-attack a wave, you will push it and stuff like that. Everything they say is true, but auto-attacking itself can be used to your advantage. That's why at some point the Dota 2 developers added something that is called auto-attack toggle, which we can use as a hotkey, which will basically switch our auto-attack settings from standard to always. So whenever there's a unit around, we will instantly auto-attack it. And I will show you the option real quick. You can find it under advanced hotkeys, bottom, toggle auto-attack. I just bind it to 6. So as you can see in the middle of the screen, now it's active, now it's disabled. So now standard is on, now always is on. Alright, another interesting thing we need for this particular thing is the stop command. So basically cancel your current action should be bound for every player anyway, because we use it to cancel spells mid animation, and we can also use it to cancel auto attacks mid animation. And now we can do a very interesting thing. So we force our hero to auto attack the next unit, right? And all we do is spam S, right? We just cancel the animation as much as we want. And when we actually need it, we will release, right? So we auto attack, waiting for the next wave, very quick. All right, here we go. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, stop it, release, okay? This is very crucial if you need to last it under the tower, right? So you can basically get the timing of the entire initial swing. So you're basically right on the edge when the attack is launched, and you always let it run to the end, and right before it goes off, you just cancel again, and that's how you get perfect timing. So this is a very good habit to do. So you just if you need to last it under a tower, for example, it's especially important for mid laners. When they get shoved in, you just turn on auto attack, just start auto attacking the unit, spam S until you want to release the attack, and in the end you release the S key, and then you will launch the attack. The only downside is you need to stand basically, because you can't really move and you just wait for the attack. So in low pressure to zero pressure situations where you have time to do this stuff and you want to make sure that you get the last at 100%, you can use this. And basically whenever you need it, you just toggle your auto attack with the hotkey, and then you go for it. And after you got the critical last, you switch your auto attacking back to standard. Let's draw a few conclusions. I think this video showed so far that right-clicking is a really bad habit, and that you should only use it in emergency situations when you literally don't know what to do. A-clicking in combination with auto-attack toggling is for sure the way to go, and I think most pro players use either A-click or both. And I think auto attack toggle is a really strong tool when you need to do time critical last hits or last hits under high damage scenarios, for example under towers. So again, everything that Dota has to offer in the options is useful in some way. It's just important that we use the options to our advantage and use the options that the game gives us and that are implemented, that we use them in the right situations. So my name is @LurGG and thanks for watching.